Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Spiritualist Desert Church Sunday Zoom service. If you are joining us via Zoom, know that your microphones are going to be muted as we are recording this for YouTube. And those of you that are finding us on YouTube, if you would like to join us in person, please send us an email to the information that you found there or later in this episode. My name is Paula Molino. I am a Reverend with the NSAC, and I am just so excited again to see you guys. With us is also going to be the Reverend Vicky Homan. She is going to be doing our service, our sermon as well. And then we also have Alice Robertson. She's going to be doing our healing meditation. And then she and Louise Barkdahl are going to be doing our spirit greetings. And of course, we want to thank Alice Robertson again and Lynn Collier for hosting our Zoom meeting today. Oh, let us take a deep breath in and pray. Infinite intelligence, thank you for this beautiful Sunday. Thank you for this gathering of people from all walks of life, yet of like minds, who have come here today for fellowship, inspiration, and comfort. Please open our hearts and minds to embrace and absorb the truth of all that is shared today through the sermon, the healing meditation, and our spirit greetings. May we recognize the humanity and the divinity in ourselves and in each other, in love, light, and law. Amen. Spiritualist Desert Church is a charter member of the National Spiritualist Association of Churches, which is headquartered in Lilydale, New York. The NSAC manual, or Spiritualist manual, provides us with definitions for our religion, and I would like to share those with you. Spiritualism is a science, philosophy, and religion of continuous life based upon the demonstrated fact of communication by means of mediumship with those who live in the spirit world. Spiritualism is a science because it investigates, analyzes, and classifies facts and manifestations demonstrated from the spirit side of life. Spiritualism is a philosophy because it studies the laws of nature, both on the seen and unseen sides of life, and bases its conclusions upon present observed facts. It accepts statements of observed facts of past ages and conclusions drawn therefrom, when sustained by reason and by results of observed facts of present day. Spiritualism is a religion because it strives to understand and to comply with the physical, mental, and spiritual laws of nature, which are the laws of God. A spiritualist is one who believes as the basis of his or her religion in the communication between this and the spirit world by means of mediumship, and who endeavors to mold his or her character and conduct in accordance with the highest teaching derived from such communications. As spiritualists, we do not have any dogmas or creeds, but we do have 9 principles we strive to live by. And will you please joyously recite those with me? We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individuals, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul here or hereafter. and we affirm that the precepts and prophecies of healing are divine attributes proven through mediumship. Whew, I love those principles. They're just amazing. It is my absolute greatest pleasure to introduce our speaker today, the Reverend Vicki Homan of the Spiritualist Desert Church. She was our pastor for many, many years, and she is a founding member of the church when we restarted that church, and thank goodness that she was able to do that for us. Vicki is a ordained minister and a national spiritualist teacher with the NSAC and a lifelong member of the Spiritualist Desert Church. We are so proud to have her. So please join me in welcoming the Reverend Vicki Homan.
Good morning, everyone. I too would like to welcome each and every one of you who have chosen to be here today in the physical, and also all those that will be here on our website, but those in spirit as well, not only here with us today, but when those join us. I welcome each and every one. I discovered spiritualism in the mid-70s. I was living in Houston, Texas, and walked into the First Church of Divine Science in Houston, Texas. And the pastor, the Reverend Charles Jessup Jr., gave me my first message, Spirit Greeting, and it turned my life around. And that message, what he told me, no one ever knew. Even my brother didn't know. My mother, she knew, but she probably forgot. He reminded me when I was about 5 years old, I was laying in bed trying to go to sleep at night, and all these people walked through the wall, and it was so cool. There were people in togas. There were Native Americans. There was about 20. And I was holding a conversation with them, and it was so cool. And my mom heard me talking. And so she walked in the door. And when she walked in, they left. And she asked me, who are you talking to? And I told her. And she said, Vicki, you were just dreaming. Go back to sleep. Well, you know, when you're 5, your mom's always right. So I just went back to sleep. 25 years later, Reverend Charles described that to me exactly. That was the day that I discovered spiritualism, but I also discovered that spirit was with me my entire life, not just when I was aware of it, but even when I wasn't aware of it. So once I discovered spiritualism, I started studying it. And before then, I didn't have a clue as to what a natural law was. Now I knew that the law of gravity, you know, hold something up, it falls down. That we're attached to this earth because of the law of gravity. I knew things like that. But I didn't know any of the spiritual laws. I wasn't aware of them. So I started studying. And one of my favorite laws is the law of thought. So we're going to talk about the law of thought today and that whole process. Thoughts are things. Thoughts create your realities. Does every thought come to fruition? Absolutely not. Because if that were so, there would not have been a game 6 for the Knights. They would have gone on and won the Stanley Cup if thoughts were real things. Okay, so what makes a thought a real thing? Well, natural laws, they're constant, they're consistent. They work the same for everybody, but they're always here. But they work together It's like a thread. You have a thread of one color. That's one law. You have a thread of another color. That's a different law. And together they make a cloth. Well, with the law of thought, you need other laws to help you. A thought is an idea. It's an energy. And you have to use that energy. Okay, so some of the other laws that go around along with that is the thought of vibration, the law of vibration. Everything vibrates at its own rate. A thought is a vibration. You can have a negative thought, like anger. And if you put enough energy, enough vibration behind that thought, angry things will happen. If you have a positive thought and put those positive thoughts behind it, then positive things are going to happen. Years and years ago, when we had a children's lyceum, we made a batch of rice. And I cooked the rice. It was all the same. And we put it in 2 mason jars. And in one jar, we sealed them and they popped. I'm a canner, so I know when they're sealed, you hear that little. And once they popped, then on one jar, we drew a happy face, wrote peace, love, drew a heart, happy. And on the other one, we drew a sad face, wrote anger, hate. And we had those 2 jars together. We kept them at Amy's house because 2 of her kids were in Lyceum. And they had the task of giving positive energy to the one and negative energy, negative vibrations to the other. The negative thoughts, the positive thoughts. After a couple months, Amy brought those jars to church. The jar of the happy face was still white. The jar with the angry face was black. That's vibration. That's energy. That's thought. So you really have to, when you have thoughts, try to keep them positive. Is that always going to happen? No. Like I said, the hockey game. So you have to cancel those out as soon as you can. You know, Dee Austin, who was a longtime member of the Spiritualist Desert Church, she used to always say cancel, cancel, cancel. You can do that. You don't necessarily have to say it out loud. People will look at you funny. But just know that you have those positive and negative thoughts, and you putting energy behind them can create them. And then we come to the law of attraction. You draw to you those thoughts that you put out. If you put out thoughts of, well, I just don't have enough money to pay the rent. Where am I going to get the money? If you put out those thoughts of worry, of anxiety, that's what's going to be attracted to you. And you might get your rent raised. You might have car trouble. There's all sorts of things that could happen because you put that out there. So instead of saying, well, I don't know where this money is coming from, just say, I know it's going to be there. It will be there. And then you have the law of intent. which is doing my part. When I say I know the money's going to be there, I can't just sit back and say, okay, Spirit, do it. It doesn't work that way. You have to do your part. I have to do my part. If I'm concerned about not having enough money to pay the rent, well, maybe I have to cash in my coins. You know, I have banks of quarters and nickels and dimes and pennies. Maybe I have to do that. Maybe I have to look for a second job. Maybe I have to cut back. Do I need cable? Do I need that smartphone? Most of you would say yes to the smartphone. I still don't have one. Maybe instead of buying books, you go to the library. So you do your part to help create you having enough money to pay your rent. And that's where the desire comes in, the law of desire. Knowing that it's gonna happen. If you have one shred of doubt, just one tiny little ripple of doubt, you know what a ripple is like when you put a pebble in a pond and you get all those ripples? It's good to say that they're all positive, but you know, those ripples can also be negative. So you have to know that what you want, you will receive. And then with every law, every time you use a law, I don't care what it is, I think it's very important that you put in the law of love. A lot of people say the law of love is loving unconditionally. A lot of people say that's really hard to do, to love without conditions. And I think the problem with saying it like that is the emphasis that we put on the word love. I love people. There are people out there that I don't necessarily like. So I have to love them? No. To me, the law of love means having no judgment. And that is so important, to just allow people to be who they are. I'm going to get my head shaved on Thursday. I guarantee you, when I go out in the real world, there will be people out there that judge me. Why did she do that? She looks ugly. She has no hair. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. So they are putting judgments on me. So it's so important. You don't know why somebody's done something. So it's important that you don't judge them. That's the law of love. Always ask for every thought you have for the highest and best. Every thought. What you might see as your highest and best is not necessarily the highest and best. To me, my highest and best would be to win the lottery, so I wouldn't have to worry about anything anymore, any money, whatever. But apparently, Spirit doesn't think that's my highest and best because I've never won it. Of course, you have to do the intent. I have to buy a ticket. I have to, you have to do all those things. I have to do my part, and I haven't done that. But anyway, always ask for your highest and best. Remember, all the choices that I make are mine. They belong to me. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I've made a lot of good choices. I made a whole lot of bad choices and some very ugly choices. But you know what? That made me who I am today. Had I not made some of those choices, I would not be sitting here today giving this sermon. I wouldn't. I would be on a whole new path. Now, that path might have directed me back here. That's possible. But I created my life out of my thoughts, my words, and my deeds. You create your path. You know, we're perfect. Each and every one of you are perfect at this moment in time. Are you perfect to what other people think? Absolutely not, but that's okay. I talk about judgment, showing no judgment. You know, it's easy to show no judgment to other people. Don't forget, don't show judgment to yourself. What you've done in the past, what I did yesterday, that's done. I can't judge myself on that. I know that I'm the best I can be right now. And I want everyone to be able to look in the mirror and love that person, show no judgment. And I want to leave you with some words of advice. To thine own self be true. God bless.
Thank you, Reverend Vicky, for those wonderful words, and all very poignant at this point in time. Now's the time for our love offering and announcements. This is the time we set aside in our service for continuing to help the church. Let us please join me in an offertory prayer. Infinite intelligence, we accept these gifts of love, knowing that without these gifts, our church could not grow. We ask a blessing on the offering shared with us today and those who so freely give them. We dedicate these gifts to the future of this church and of spiritualism. Amen. We continue to accept love donations via check or PayPal. You can go to our website at thespiritualistdesertchurch.org. I believe Louise is going to put that, or already has put that, into our chat. You can get it off of there. But we appreciate all of those donations. It's because of you that our church continues to grow and have these services as well. As you know, our physical building is closed due to the pandemic, and we are discussing as a board, they are discussing when that should be reopened, and we will of course let everyone know that information when we're aware of it. But the church does remain active. Our board of directors, the pastoral committee, are available if you need assistance, wish to talk, have any questions, if you want to become a member, any of those things or anything I left out, please contact us with the information that is listed. There's an email, you can telephone us, and you can find that information here or on the website and so forth. So please reach out to us at any time. You can also see our previous sermons. You can go through our Facebook page or on YouTube and view our previous sermons. Sorry, I had something in my eye. We do have a Thursday night development circle, and that is going to be this Thursday. It actually is the first and the third Thursday of each month, and that is going to be July 1st and July 15th. It begins at 5 p.m. Please show up about 10 minutes prior to that, as at 5:05, somewhere close to there, we're going to close the circle or close the room, so you won't be able to get in. Please come as early as you can with that so we can make sure the circle and its integrity is still in place. We also have an adult lyceum the second Sunday of each month, and this month it's going to be July 11th at 10 a.m. It's going to be the same Zoom meeting as our service, and that's going to be led by our Reverend Jen Rawson. I'd like to recognize our visiting workers. Thank you for being here, the Reverend Jen Rawson and the Reverend Cozy Allen. And of course, the Reverend Vicky Homan, who did our service today, our sermon. Next week, our speaker is going to be the Reverend Jen Rawson. And the week after that, July 11th, we are going to be joined by the Reverend Sharon Watson from Florida. Now is the time for our healing portion of our service. We are going to do a led meditation. That's going to be Alice Robertson joining us. And if you will please pray with me, the prayer for spiritual healing. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. Amen. And now Alice Robertson is going to lead us in our guided meditation. She is a longtime member of our church. She is on the board of directors and on our pastoral committee. Please welcome Alice Robertson. Alice.
Thank you. Thank you, Paula. So today I would like to start by asking you all to take a couple of very deep breaths. And as you breathe in all of that freshness and well-being. And as you breathe out all of those negative thoughts. You can roll your shoulders, lean back, close your eyes if you would like to. So as we go down your body, I'd like you to soften your eyes and your mouth, your jaw. Roll your shoulders a bit, soften your neck, your arms, your torso. Your hips are soft, your legs, your feet, your ankles. Your body becomes very soft and pliable. And now I would like you to visualize a beach in front of you. And on this beach, it's nice and sandy. There's a lovely ocean with small waves lapping at the shore. And you can smell the ocean breeze and you can hear the waves as music in your background. As you walk along the beach, you find a shell and you pick it up and you look at it and examine it. You feel this shell and notice how, if it's rough or if it's smooth, and you carry this shell with you as you walk along the beach. And in the distance, you'll see a chair in the shade. You'll see a beach blanket on the sand. And so as you walk towards this place to sit down and relax. You notice that the ocean is out there. So if you would like, you may walk into the ocean and float, and the water is perfect temperature, and the day is a perfect temperature. The sun is not too hot. The sand is not hot on your feet. So you can choose to sit in the chair under the shade or on the sand, on the beach towel, or you can float in the water, whatever is most comfortable for you. And as you're sitting down or floating in the water, go through your body from top to bottom and notice anywhere in your body that needs a little extra attention. And think about that and soften your muscles and soften your mind. And enjoy how your body feels. And work a little bit on softening any areas that need a little bit more attention. And as areas in your body or your mind need some help, invite in your doctors, invite in your chemists to come and be with you, where they know what you need. And as they join you, you can communicate with them. You can ask them to send healing to other people that you know need healing. You can have them work on you. You can talk to them about things that are bothering you or that are on your mind. They can help you with any worries or discomfort you might have. So let's spend some time in the water or in your chair communicating with your healers, with your doctors and chemists. And now, whenever you're ready, I invite you to reflect silently. Today is a new day. Anything is possible. So, as you look ahead, let's take a moment to clean the slate. Yesterday is gone. It's in the past. Whatever has happened is done. So to whatever degree possible, see if you can just let that be. Today, we have an opportunity to start fresh, to breathe, to smile, to recognize our values as we head out to the world. Can you feel some sense of possibility or openness towards the day? It's a gift. Pay attention to any sense of vitality and awareness. When we are aware, we can appreciate being alive and remember our values. So see if you can bring a sense of freshness and possibility into your day. And now it's time to get up from your chair, to come out of the water, and to walk along your beach, feeling your feet in the sand, feeling grounded, feeling hopeful. Start moving around and coming back, walking back to the edge of the beach. Bring an awareness of your space, of your time. Move your head, roll your shoulders. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and join us back in our Zoom room. Feel refreshed, feel good, and welcome back, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Alice. That was wonderful. I'm very refreshed, and now I can't wait for my vacation to start at the beach. Great job. Thank you so much. As we wrap up our healing portion of the service, we do have a healing list. If you or someone you know would like to be added to that list, please send us first names only, either through email. You can telephone us, let us know, and we will gladly add them to that list. Please include your pets, as they are our family members as well. Now we're going to enter the message portion of our service. By definition, a medium is one whose organism is sensitive to vibrations from the spirit world, and through whose instrumentality, intelligences in that world are able to convey messages and produce the phenomena of spiritualism. A medium proves the continuity of life. All mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums. Psychics can read your aura or your energy, and a medium brings through someone who has lived here on the earth plane. It is also important to note that a medium is not a medical doctor, so they will not diagnose or prescribe. I hope that everyone has enjoyed this amazing service. I'm going to welcome back the Reverend Vicky Homan and she is going to do a benediction for us, and then we will have a virtual fellowship after. Please welcome back the Reverend Vicky Homan.
Take a deep breath and just relax. Infinite intelligence, we do thank you for being with us, for being within us. We thank you for the many gifts you've given us. We know that whatever path that we are on at this very moment in time is indeed the path for our highest and best good. Help us to walk that path in love and in light, in peace and in harmony, in joy and in laughter, in gratitude and in forgiveness. We do love you and we do thank you, and so it is.
Thank you for that wonderful benediction, and thank you all for being here with us this Sunday. I hope your week is filled with happiness and joy and love.